Hey everybody, before we get into this video, I wanted to let you know that we have a great gear giveaway going on now. You can register to enter to win on my blog, and you'll have a chance to win either a Sony Alpha 6300, a Canon 80D, or a DJI Phantom 4 drone. When you sign up, we're going to send you a notification about our international photography contest that's going to happen probably the beginning of May. And we also send out probably about once or twice a month discounts and offers for our training videos. So if you guys are interested in any of those things, definitely check out this link or the link in the description. So today I'm going to be talking about the buffer performance bottlenecks of a camera. I do a lot of these buffer tests on my epic shootouts, and the question I get a lot is why does the camera slow down after a certain number of shots? If you want to hear it, A7R2, I'm shooting raw, uncompressed, so about 11 shots. Why does that happen? This video is to show an animation and to familiarize yourselves with what is going on inside the camera in the memory card when the camera starts to slow down. Think of a buffer as a short-term holding space for image files, immediately after they are processed but before they go into the memory card. There are four main parts to a camera's buffer performance. The size of the buffer, and I like to visualize this as space, physical space, but it's actually memory. The size of the individual files. The speed at which the camera can write the files to the memory card. And the writing speed of the memory card itself. Larger buffer spaces will be able to hold more images than smaller buffer spaces, and because of this, they will take longer to fill before the camera starts to slow down, all else being equal. RAW images are much larger in file size than JPEG images. One would expect that shooting RAW would fill the buffer faster than shooting JPEGs. The speed of the memory card itself is probably the most common bottleneck that new beginning photographers run into when they fill their buffer space. It's very common for them to purchase slow writing memory cards, and so even though the camera may be able to shoot at greater frames per second, the card slows the entire process down. Now, two of those four things we can't control, such as the size of the buffer itself, as well as the write speed to the card. Some cameras, such as the 5D Mark III, have a CF card and an SD card, and those have different write speeds, with the CF card being faster. You've got to kind of be aware of what your camera's performance should be. Now, the most common mistake that I am aware of is that when new photographers get their cameras, sometimes they'll find a memory card laying around their house and they'll throw it in there and they'll go shoot, and it takes forever for the buffer to write the images to the memory card because they're using a super slow card. So the first piece of advice I give all new camera owners is get the biggest, fastest card that you can afford. It's easiest for me to say, get a Class U3 card. It'll allow you to record in 4K, and the buffer performance for stills is usually pretty dang good. Now, having said that, the second thing that we can do is control the types and the compression of the images being written to the card. So earlier, I shot on uncompressed RAW, and if I go into the camera and shooting compressed RAW, which is 12-bit, smaller file sizes, you can hear we have a better buffer performance. Listen. "25, 26, still going. Here it's still faster. Those images are smaller. If that's not enough, most cameras will perform even better when you're shooting on JPEG. For example, the T6S and the 5DSR. When you shoot on JPEG at certain compressions, it will not fill the buffer up at all. You can shoot until the memory card is full. So in any event, those are the four buffer bottlenecks. I hope that answers the question in terms of what is happening when your buffer fills. If you guys have a question for me, feel free to ask in the comments below, or you can hit me up on Twitter, where I'm at Michael the Maven. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.